All right, all right. What's up, everybody? Boom. Timers. Thanks for waiting. Welcome, everybody. Friendly reminder, please smash that like button for the new stream. Get this kicked off. We have the weekly and the monthly and the daily closing in just, let's see, 2 hours and 40 minutes. Could be a very exciting time. Let's take a look at the charts, see what's going on. So what we have to do, as always, we're going to start zoomed out. Looking at the quarterly, all is well. Not really going to get a lot of data here. But we are in a green quarterly still, and that means we have a green monthly. This remains true. Remains true. You know what? Let's just start a new chart. There we go. This remains true as long as today closes above 28,990. Looking rather likely, rather likely at the moment to get that close. That'd be a little over a 10% sell-off in the next 2 hours, 40 minutes. Not looking like that's in the cards, but we'll see. RSI is looking fine. Not a lot of problems here. Haven't been, still isn't. MACD shows that even closing this monthly here at 32,700, despite touching 42,000, momentum on the buy side is still increasing. We see that here on the MACD histogram. We see these light blue candles continuing to grow larger and larger, so not a bad monthly close. I know this month was a little rough for some people out there, with the 2-3 weeks now of kind of price chilling, relaxing, retracing. But zooming out to the monthly, we see there's really not a lot to worry about. We have a lot of room below us before this candle changes. Looking at the weekly, here's where we get a little more information. This is not showing. Go. A little more information here on the weekly. So we have a target close here, and we can see at 35,820. We have the previous weekly open. So closing the next 2 hours, 40 minutes, closing above 35,820 would close the weekly in a bullish engulfed candle. That would be excellent. However, again, not that much time, so we may not see those levels. Below us, we see that the previous weekly close, 32,288, likely to act as some kind of support. On the weekly MACD, we see signs of buying momentum slowing down. That was experienced here without even looking at the MACD. As these red candles were painted, we do see buying momentum waning off a little bit here, and closing at this level, we see that we would have our second weekly sign of that momentum slowing. Not ideal for a bullish condition. However, when we look at MACD, we see that even with that, we're still very far from seeing a momentum swing and selling. At this pace, that would take many weeks. So I am keeping an eye on the weekly MACD for any kind of momentum change here into the next week. We have our weekly support, as we just said, 32,288, and weekly resistance at 35,820, and above that, 38,171. Now we did trade above that this week, however we sold off, and now we're looking at not such a pretty candle here. With this strong top wick, this does show selling pressures in the market. Or we do have a bottom wick as well, which is showing buying, and it seems volume is kept pretty stable actually. So market's agreeing on this price. And the daily is where things start to get interesting. So we're going to take a look at that right after this. Real quick, we see two important moving averages we've been following here. The 20 weekly. 20 weekly sitting at just under 2,000, or just above 2,500. And the 21 EMA weekly, 22,800. These are both moving averages that we do expect to test in a bull run, in a bull trend. They are a good deal below us, but as we close this weekly in the next 2 hours, 2.5 hours, we'll see both of these moving averages take another step up. And that's essentially lifting the floor up here for this bullish trend. So we're going to watch that. We're going to be here for the monthly close. I do have one meeting in between then and now, and so I'll be off camera at that point. It's about in 45 minutes an hour. RSI on the weekly, we have some good signs here. We have a lower low in RSI versus the 23rd of November. However, we do not have a lower low in price. We have a higher low in price with a lower low in RSI, and that's bullish divergence that's still there. It will continue to be there unless price falls below 16,200. That is looking not very likely at this point. So we will have that to fall back on the weekly. That's a great sign. Now we're zooming it into the daily. Let's get rid of some of this. Zooming it into the daily here. And, ooh, my phone is blowing up. It's all good. What's up? 430 watching now. Welcome back, fam. Wasn't really planning on going live today. We're going live. It's good to have you here. Make sure you guys have hit that like button for the new stream, and make sure you're subscribed. Help us get visibility on the platform. You can do that by liking and subscribing while we're live. So we do technically have a little change in the support here, resistance on the daily versus the weekly, but it's pretty darn close. We see that 32,736, we got that from the weekly, and on the daily 32,984, just under 33. It's likely to provide a zone of support. If we fall beneath it, a zone of resistance. So I'm actually not going to place that one, as I think 32.7 is just fine. But what we do have on the daily is a new resistance, 34,315. We get that from yesterday's close into today's candle here with that price reversal, local reversal. Here's where things get a little ugly. This white line is the 20 moving average on the daily. It's a very important value. It is the middle Bollinger Band as well, for those of you who are new to the Bollinger Bands and moving averages. What we don't like here, this is what I don't like, is we see yesterday's candle, actually the day before, on the 29th, we saw price rally up to 38.1. I think that was the Elon Musk day. Unfortunately, that sold off, closed below the 20 moving average. That was not a great sign to begin with, and was only compounded by the next day on the 30th. We see a low volatility candle. It closed green, but it closed green again below that 20. This is not ideal. Rejection on the daily from the 20 moving average. It's going to be hard to even find where that happened last. I guess in early September, we can kind of, it's a little similar. That wasn't a direct rejection though, but we can see that losing the 20 is not great. We do have the luxury of trading below it for a little. You saw that right before 20K was broken, but any kind of real downside movement underneath the 20 daily usually spells out a deeper retracement. Actually, to find the last real rejection from the 20 daily, we have to look all the way back to March 2020 at 19,100, and we saw capitulation, massive selling event down to 3,800 before beginning a bullish trend, bull run, whatever you want to call it. There certainly are more examples. I'm not going to spend too much time. This is the last clear-cut one. Bottom line, don't really want to be rejecting from there. Certainly, I don't believe it will cause this kind of event. If we do, I don't think that's in the cards, but we can see that that does create, does have the potential to create strong downside moves. So I would love I would love for this daily to close in the next 2.5 hours above 34.3 right here. This would be ideal. The reason that would be ideal is we would retake the 20. We wouldn't see a clear rejection from the 20. And I think that that puts us pretty close to that weekly, right? Let me check quick. Yeah, pretty close. Not that close, but pretty close. So this has my attention. This is not great. If we do close this way, I need to see very quickly a daily candle close above that 20 moving average, or else I will be expecting more downside. For sure. Luckily we have some bullish factors going on as well. Let's take a look at those. We can see that bullish divergence that we spotted on the weekly. We actually have a different but still bullish divergence on the daily. The same setup with a higher low in price and a lower low in our RSI swing. We can see that here. So we look at the 29th of November to the 27th of January. We have that right here. That's a good sign. Without this, I'd be a little worried about that 20 moving average rejecting. And what we also see is a second bullish divergence on RSI between the 22nd of January and the 27th. And we spot that right here as we had a higher low in price again and a lower low on RSI. So we have a local bullish divergence between these lows and a more macro bullish divergence across November to January here. So we're hoping that these bullish divergences play out. And to support that, to give us a little more confidence, if we look at MACD, we do see that January 11th, that was the initial sell-off, was right when the daily flipped from bullish buying momentum to bearish selling momentum. And as of the 23rd of January, which is, I believe, exactly where we spotted this bullish divergence pretty much, we have seen that selling momentum wane off and has not yet rolled back to buying, but we see that that may be in the cards as this is looking to close the 4th day in a row, basically 9th non-consecutive day of momentum on the sell side waning off. So those are two decent signals on the daily that are somewhat comforting with this 20 being so threatening. In addition, on the daily, one less bullish thing of note is the 50-day moving average. On the 27th, it was tested for the first time since October. It does seem as if it held. It led to that strong Elon Musk day rally before selling off. And so it is nice to bounce off the 50. And what we can say here is as long as the daily 50 holds, right now that is at 30,600, just about. As long as that holds, then we're fine. This may, if we test it again, may provide a entry for a long. But as long as it holds, price is still trending up. That means that this selling would have to reverse. The 50-day moving average with a little leeway given to it, maybe a decent stop loss for a short-term position that's open in the wrong direction. So we have some good stuff. Good stuff. Bouncing the 50 is an excellent sign. And we may see price come down to test it again at a higher low and then retest the 20 and hopefully that time break. So that is definitely what I'm looking for. Definitely what I'm looking for. Ah, yes. I forgot about this on the weekly. So Ichimoku cloud on the daily was showing a cross down on the 24th. This is a weak bearish signal. However, we see that price, while it is looking a little weak here, doesn't have a lot to retake. Closing candles above 35.4 for really any amount of period of time, we're going to see this recross bullishly, and this will be a very strong bullish signal as long as by the time that happens, price is still above these clouds. So that is a setup waiting to happen, fingers crossed. Last time we got that on the daily. Actually, I don't think we got a cross above the clouds at all so far. We've had one cross up, but that was under the clouds, and one cross in the clouds. And to finish this off with a cross above almost seems to fit that pattern. Would be extremely bullish, so I'm keeping my eyes out. That shows that 35.4 is going to be a very important level. And actually, I forgot about this on the weekly. Our weekly TK, which if we look back has been setting the trend really for most of this rally. We see that we're testing it again and not closing candles below it. That is excellent. It does suggest that there may be support at 25.8. That's basically our downside target for a 40% retrace from 42. That would be pretty typical for a bull run. We haven't traded down there, but if we lose this TK on the weekly that's currently at 28, that 25.8 immediately going to be my downside target. But the fact that we've bounced off it once and now looking to bounce off it again, that's a great sign. We can test this TK as much as we want as long as we continue to stay on top of it. Really, not a lot has changed on the macro. $12 hours rolling over to selling, not ideal. We do have bullish divergence, I believe, on the 12 hour as well. Not going to go through them too much. 12 hour 20, nice. All right. So far not too much happening. But we have enough time. Yeah, we have enough time. Take a look at some other coins like DOGE and XRP here. It does look on the 4 hour. Let's see. 4 hours continuing to grow with selling momentum, so we really don't have any short time frame reversal signals here quite yet. Bring it on down to the 2 hour. We do start to see on lower time frames that we may be painting a bullish divergence here again between our low right before this large candle on the 29th and our low here. As long as 31,990, the low touch right before the pump, as long as we keep above this price level, and we can see that, interesting, the 2 hour did trade below our little local support here at 32.2, but closed above it, so we may have tested that support. We may see that be the little swing low right here, but as long as it's above 31,990, we are going to paint bullish divergence, and the reason for that right here is we see the 29th, this was that low candle before the spike. Our RSI is now lower today than the 29th, and price is higher. So that's another iteration of that same bullish divergence that we have been seeing across time frames. This is the first potential sign of reversal. 2 hour selling momentum is waning off. We can see actually had a little fake out here, but is still displaying selling momentum is slowing down. So the 2 hour is really where we start seeing any kind of reversal sign. 1 hour has the same bullish divergence, of course, as the 2 hour. And the 1 hour as well, looking to roll over from that selling momentum with these darker red candles here. So 1 hour, 2 hours showing potential, but it's not really visible above that. Once you get to about the 4 hour, we have a void of this divergence, and then it takes it all the way out to the daily or weekly till we really see it again. Suggests that maybe 31,990, not a terrible stop loss for a very short-term position. Very short-term. Let's look at the 15-minute for a second. Not a lot. Yeah. Not a lot going on. That's okay. Interesting though, because with this, this is a really unique monthly close this month. We have the monthly closing on the exact same day as the weekly. That does not happen often. In fact, I would say maybe that happens 1 out of 7 monthly closes, so maybe once a year. Right. Once a year, maybe. Almost twice. Between once and twice a year. So that's very interesting. And what's doubly interesting about this, and this is less common, is that not only do we have these time frames closing together, but we have it also closing, on a weekend. So essentially, business day trading hours close on Friday, and now the weekly and monthly are closing today on a weekend and reopen during business trading hours. It's a spicy setup. I'm surprised that volatility is so low. This spike up was actually a decent chunk of volatility, but since then, really doesn't have any momentum in either direction. This is very weak. It's very weak, low volume trading here. Very weak, low volume trading. Surprising into this close. Would not surprise me at all. Not surprise me in the slightest with 2 hours and 20 minutes left. Wouldn't surprise me to see some solid price action in that time. Yeah, this is a big close. We don't get these often, so see what happens. It'd be really weird if it just traded sideways till then. That would be surprising, to say the least. Nice. 640 watching. Not quite our normal numbers, but it's a chill day. Let's see. Oh yeah. Might as well shill it. So February starts tomorrow, guys. Best time to sign up for a patron. Patron is for anyone looking to invest in themselves as a trader. Oop, I typed that wrong. Patreon. God. Oh, I can't type today. And then delete these. Yeah, check it out. It's for anyone looking to invest in themselves as a trader. It comes with educational content, daily posts of technical analysis, trade setups, macro market analysis, observations, all kinds of things. Updated daily. We have hundreds of posts on there. We're going to be introducing something new for February. I'll probably release those details then. But Patreon also comes with one-on-one time, crypto mentoring with me. It's a great value. We have 140. We've been growing like crazy, and we'd love to have you guys, love to have you out there join us as well. So check it out. Check out that Patreon. Why can't I type Patreon today? Check it out, and if you're going to sign up, pull the trigger tomorrow. Don't wait. Patreon bills on the 1st of the month, so signing up on the 1st is the best bang for your buck, so they say. Last but not least, Discord link pinned to the top of the chat, guys. Jump in there. We are live here basically daily. We take some days off, especially at the end of the month. But we're live daily here, and the only way to keep up with our streams is to be in the Discord. YouTube constantly hides our streams for some reason from our viewers, and really the only way to find us, so jump in there. The party never ends. It's 24-hour chart up there. And chat, etc. I'm bad at shilling myself. You guys are welcome to shill it because I'm terrible. So let's see. That was all of them. Like and subscribe. Yeah, like and subscribe. Join the Discord. Check out the Patreon and sign up on the 1st. That is it. Shill complete. So let's take a look at Doge. Let's take a look at Doge. Take a look. Doge. It's on everyone's mind. It's what's on everyone's mind. So zooming out. Zooming out. We have a lot of chart history here. This is an old coin. I was just actually looking at this with Sebastian, one of our patrons today. Shout out to Sebastian. We zoom out to the monthly. We see that there's not a lot. There's not a lot above us. We could take potentially this first wick from all the way back in February 2014. Not wick, candle. At 400 sats, but I don't typically count those first candles. I don't know. Especially when they're really far away from the rest of the price. But what this suggests is, since this is the only higher point on the monthly than where we've been this month, this might be the only real resistance that's on top of us. We can take May 2017's wick high, and we do see that price did find some resistance there. That's at 188 sats. Outside of that, we really don't have anything. You could argue 134 here with the high on January 16th, but I guess we'll leave it. We do have obviously visible support at 109 sats from the candle closes in May and June 2017, and we see that was resistance in January of 2018 and resistance again in September of 2018, and we've just broken it this month. 2 hours and 15 minutes now till the monthly close. Any monthly close here for Doge above 109 sats, above the previous close here, May, June, will be pretty bullish. That'll be great. So it is at 123 currently. 109 is very close. That's basically a 10-15% move, and with the volatility we've seen on Doge lately, that's totally possible. Monthly MACD, we see a strong buying impulse here, surprising no one, I'm sure, of course, with the moves it's made. Not really surprising. And RSI, we have no issues. The highest point in price is the highest point outside of here, but we don't have RSI data from back there. So there's no bearish divergence on the monthly, none at all. MACD is showing buying momentum. Monthly looks pretty darn good. Weekly in a very similar situation. Highest point in price, highest point in RSI. Things are good. Momentum blew up here on this weekly. So we had a little precursor. Congrats to the patrons, by the way, that we were the only channel. I'll just say this now. I don't like to brag. I don't like to gloat, but I will say this. We were the only channel that was going long on Doge before this pump. This is a post to the patrons. Example of one of the posts on Patreon right here. We were looking to go long on Doge at 15 sats. On Bittrex alone, traded up to 222. Actually, on Binance went up higher than that. This is a monster. This was a monster trade. This is going to go in the Hall of Fame here. We went long at 15. Bittrex went all the way up to 120-ish for a 1,300% gain on this trade. This is in Bitcoin pairs, so not a 1,300% gain in dollars, even better. 1,300% gain in Bitcoin. If you had bought 1 Bitcoin worth of Doge at 15 sats, and obviously you're not going to catch the top at 220, so let's just say 150. So right here, which was one of our take profit targets. If you had sold at 150, you would then have 10 Bitcoin. You would, if you sold all that Doge, you would have received back 10 Bitcoin, starting from 1. This is a monster trade. A 10x in Bitcoin. This is as good as it gets. Nobody else was watching this. I would love to see, and I would admit, I mean, I would say if someone provides proof that someone else was talking about this, I'll obviously concede it, but we were the only people looking at this as far as I know. We caught this before Wall Street Bets pump. We caught this before whatever you want to contribute this to. The chart was saying to us, this is going to be a value entry. We can look to the left. We can use our fibs to find where we might look to take profit. Charts can be psychic. I don't know. And this was long before. This trade was posted, I think, the 20th of December. There was plenty of time to enter it, too. There was actually 3 weekly candles. 3 in a row. That hit 15 sats. We had 3 weekly entries possible on this trade. This was monster. I'm getting distracted. We slaughtered it. Well done, guys. We're watching. That's just what this channel does, is we are watching for the things no one else is paying attention to yet. Happens over and over and over again. We have such a history of finding stuff and then everyone finding out eventually later. And that's just the way it goes. But that's what we aim for. Weekly. Same closing target, really, 109. The sats here. Now let's look at the daily, because we get a little more information. We can see that that weekly resistance of 134 was respected on the daily here at 135. I'm not even going to place this. Or I'm not going to at least show the price, because that's virtually the same point. But we can see that the daily, even on that explosive growth day, closed right above it or on it, sold off, creating down here a new support. So let's mark that at 83 sats. We have a new local support. $83 sats. And so now we kind of have a trading range. We're right in the middle of it. A daily close on Doge, Bitcoin pair above 135 is likely going to suggest that we're looking for 188 sats again, or at least to test it, that previous resistance. We can use our Fibonacci retracement tool, place our first point at the highest point in price here on Doge, so on the 29th, and drag it down to the lowest point on the 30th, and we can get what's called a fib extension. And we see our 2 fib extension is what we consider here the measured move. Sometimes we'll use 2.618 or 3. But for this example, I'm going to use just the 2. And what we see is that that measured move, so from the high to the low swing here, our measured move suggests that 377 sats would be our target if we see the high broken at 222. That's a really large gain. And what I like about this is the closeness to that 400, which was the very, very first candle ever on Bittrex for Doge Bitcoin, which is our only possible kind of resistance above where we've traded already. Lines up really well with our fib extension. This builds confidence for me that if we do see a breakup, that 377 to 400 Satoshis is likely to be a strong place to take profit. That's a massive gain even from here. Another 200% from price right now. So we will see. First sign will be a close on the daily above 135 sats. To test 188. If we break that, obviously we retest the high at 222. And if we can somehow manage to break that 222, we really have a void above us all the way up to 330 or 377 as high as 400. That is quite the trade. So we're looking for this close to go here, and then we'll see what happens. And we're waiting for a close above here to retest these extreme highs. Will this happen? I don't know. That's asking a lot, man. There's a lot of rallying. 15 to 250-ish is a massive gain in Bitcoin pair. And it's reminiscent of the old days, 2016, 17, of alts putting in triple digits on triple digit gains like it's nothing. So that's a nice sign. Momentum is picking back up with a close near here on Doge on the daily. That's good. Our moving averages are likely going to be too far away, yep, to do anything. That's fine. Let's zoom it in. Same thing with the 12-hour. I'm actually gonna see where we are in our retracement. Downside. Looks like, oh. Okay. Okay, interesting. We can see on the previous rally here for Doge in early January of this year, price went to 40 sats and retraced down to about 22. That was a 618 retracement because it did not break the 786. So if we did the same move here, ooh, it did touch the 786. So this is a deeper retracement. Dang, I was hoping it would line up pretty. Maybe if we take it all the... Do a little experiment. There we go. Okay, I'll take it. This might be cherry picking a little bit, but it's still interesting, so we'll take a look. To essentially go for the same move that I had previously, we would look for Doge to hold above 58 sats, 59 sats. So far it has. We see that it did retrace to the 618, but not to the 786, and so it could potentially be in this same pattern that we saw earlier in the year. I'm going to place an alert. There we are. Awesome. Four hours coming off selling momentum. Man, it's hard. It's hard to judge here. After a rally like that, it's going to be very high risk to try to enter. Statistically, it's more likely that we see a prolonged period of selling and bleeding, but you never know. You never know when the market is like this. So if I wasn't in Doge, likely I would not look to enter here. May look to enter at this 59.60 area. It's the 4-hour 50 daily moving average. And that's still pretty high risk. To be honest, I had Doge down here at 15. I sold it on this pump, not all of it, just 20%. I'm not looking to re-enter that unless I start seeing down near the 20s. I absolutely would look to rebuy some of that at 15 again. This is be very high risk to enter now. Wouldn't recommend it. But there is hope. There is hope. Yeah, there's hope. I kind of want to look at XRP. How much time do I have? Not a lot. Oh, yeah, there we go. Hold up 1 minute. Okay. All right. Isn't my stream deck working? I have to copy and paste it like a caveman. There we go. Copy and paste. All right, let's take a look at XRP quick. So here's what I'm looking at. Here's what I'm looking at with XRP. We're seeing a little movement, and honestly, it would be weirder if we didn't. It'd be weirder if we didn't. XRP, extremely low still extremely low in its value against Bitcoin. The last time it was this low, even now after it's rallied here in the last week. Last time it was this low, all the way back in 2017. December 4th, 2017. Only took off really as the market was peaking. So extremely low in value. Unfortunately, due to these candle closes here on the weekly, it is probable that we find resistance on XRP BTC. 1527 sats, and I did not look at this beforehand. Looks like that's pretty perfectly where this weekly candle wicked down from. So I'm not convinced on this rally yet. It's a very shallow retracement so far. We see the 236. Typically we look for the 0.5. That's at 2300 sats. Or the 618, that's at 2700. Still far away. Still far away from that. With this candle closing so close to resistance, I would not bite on this personally, but let's take a look to see if there's any other signs. Okay, that's odd. You have bullish divergence here on the weekly. Did not expect that. You have bullish divergence on your RSI. As we can see, the RSI lows have come up. However, the price considerably has come down between the 2nd of November and the 28th. So that is bullish divergence on the weekly. RSI is not that heated. If we see trading above, let's say 55.50, it's probably a good spot to look. My targets to the upside going to be 2300 as high as 2700, but I just don't like where this candle is slowing down right at resistance with 2 hours left to close the weekly. That is sketch. Let's see. Yeah. monthly not showing bullish divergence between the lows like weekly was. Monthly selling momentums, or buying momentum's waning. That's odd. I would have expected it to be in selling momentum. Okay. There's some things going for it on the daily. Something's going for it. On the daily, we see that it bounced the 20 moving average into this rally. That's a good sign. We saw that it closed above the 50 daily. That's a good sign. And then back tested it in the next daily candle. Also good. Being above the 50 daily, bare minimum for a bullish trend, being above the 50 daily. Not super awesome though is that resistance is clearly in play, as yesterday and today reached up to test it. If XRP can close above 1550-ish today in this week, it'd be looking pretty solid then. That'd actually be really nice. I have an alert set there, yep. That'd be a great close. That would suggest we are looking for 2300 sats at least, upwards of 27. We do have the 100 and 200 in the way. Daily bullish divergence on these lows. That is interesting. I did not expect to see some of this on this chart. We have a lower low in price, higher low in RSI. Excellent. Take a look. Momentum on the daily never flipped over to selling, and we see that buying momentum is coming back in. Dang. Interesting. Interesting. Unfortunately, this is very likely to be a strong resistance, but closing a daily or a weekly above this sets it up to retrace a lot of these, a lot of this selling. So that could be really nice. Could be nice. I'm not biting on this, personally. With what's going on with the SEC, it's just not in my, it's not my risk portfolio to take. But may be enticed if we see a retest of these lows. Might be. We could see support at 1100 to the downside here, so if we don't get a close above 1550, that's probably where I would start looking. And if we do, we'd be looking up at 23. So this chart doesn't look as bad as I thought it would, to be honest. Yeah, not looking as bad as I thought. However, it's still just not out of the woods yet. 1550 is going to be a hurdle, and statistically I'm going to say it's more likely to reject from there than it is to break it. But this is crypto, we're in a bull market, it's possible. Daily looks alright, we have some bullish divergence painting. In my opinion, it's a matter of time until it wants to at least retest 2300 and test it as resistance. We can see that this has been a pretty important level to XRP Bitcoin pair for some time. We see a lot of trading. We found support, support here, and then we found it as resistance before selling off. So this is a level that's interacting with price pretty greatly. There's likely to be a good amount of liquidity waiting there. And so I think it is a matter of time. However, we may see a retest of 1100. We may see a retest of the lows down here at 620. That's really low. That's wildly low, is what it is. Before, but I think long term, that is where it's going to want to return to at minimum. So not as bad as I thought it would look. Not quite as bad. Daily. $32,664. This is just so undecided. So we're also, in addition to closing the daily, obviously, we're closing the 12-hour at the same time as we always do. The 20 12-hour moving average is just right below price here. So this yellow moving average on this indicator, 32,666. Actually, let me make sure. For some reason, it's actually a little different. 32.75. Okay. Shark. 32.7. Boom, boom, boom. 32.756. So this is a very accomplishable goal in the next 2 hours. Closing bullish engulf on the weekly, that's probably too much to ask for unless it gets extremely volatile. But 32.753 is right near price here. And what that would do is if we have the daily in this monthly and weekly close above that, we could see the 12-hour bounce on the 20 moving average, which may push price back up to retest the daily 20 that we are looking currently possibly rejecting from. And that's what we want. We want to see if we close under here, we want to see a buying response pretty quick. We don't want to be closing candles again after we've rejected from there. We didn't get a rejection. On the 20th, we didn't get a rejection. We sold off underneath it. We didn't retest it. And now with 3 daily candles opening and closing underneath it, things are starting to get a little worrisome. So I do like that we're above the 20 on the 12-hour. Hopefully that holds. That's really close to price now, so it's not asking a lot. Not a big ask. And price has not moved at all, has it? Let's see. How many people do we have here? Who's here today? Raise your hand. 860 people watching. Raising your hand. If you're raising your hand, actually if you're not raising your hand, you're going to take your hand, you're going to click that like button for the new stream. We almost have 900 people watching. We don't even have 300 likes. We can do better. I believe in you guys. So smash that like button. If you're new here, we're live every day. Please subscribe. Help us. We are blowing up, having gained 5,000 subscribers in the last month. We were at 15,000 in December. Now we're at 20. Help us push to that next goal. 25,000. Love you to be part of it. Yeah, help us get there. Let's see. If you're new also, Discord. Get in the Discord. Keep up with our streams. We're live daily here, right here. Discord link pinned to the top of the chat. And I put in chat for you. And check out Patreon. The 1st is tomorrow. Best time, best value to sign up for it. Look forward to, we have like 10 plus people looking to sign up. And I look forward to having you guys. So it's going to be a fun month. Fun month. Alright, we just started a new hourly. Nothing has happened. I have to go to that meeting here, not too long. Meeker's Adventures, what's up, man? Love you too. Christine Sullivan, John T. J. Ninja Boy, what's up, man? Seabass, how you doing? Good chatting today. Osman, Mr. Macy, how you doing, Mr. Macy? Unholy DK, XRP breaking resistance. Is it? Not yet. Not yet. It is possible. Like I said, it's possible. But we don't have it yet. 4-hour little bearish divergence. I would probably be looking for the retrace. Who knows, though? Anything's possible. Andreas Safes, what's up, man? 1 inch. We can take a look at some other stuff. Tomas Sedlek, what's up, Mang? Mayor Majarab, how you doing, brother? Resonant Mind 369. Agulkan Biuk subscribed. Awesome, man. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Welcome. Welcome to the fam. What's up, DB? Moody, Ibram, Team Rocket blasting off. Christoph DN, how you doing, man? Christoph, I think one of our new patrons, if I'm not mistaken. It's good to have you, dude. Where have I been the last few days? At the end of the month, I tend to take personal time, as the beginning of the month is always extremely busy for me. I've been relaxing. Bitcoin hasn't moved too much. We had a lot of excitement, but we're back. We don't miss days in the beginning of the month, so we'll probably stream the next 5-6 days in a row. Jesse Pinkho, what's up, Jesse? 1MDiz, Alchemist, welcome back. Zach Drew, man, long time Zach Drew. How you doing, brother? David Caruthers, Jack Moffat, Official Yo-Yo Gaming TV. What's up, man? Let's see who else is here. Era Random, Craig Bowen. How you doing? Elvidin, Amadivic, Cannabis 3D, Dane Moose, Valerio Natalini, Bitcoin Man, Tondia God, Crow is tanking. I don't know where you've been the last like 50 weeks. Crow been tanking. It's been tanking. Valerio Natalini, how you doing? Ghost of GG, good to see you. Antonio, Ini, Valoon. Alright, there's a bunch of shout outs. We got a lot of new faces here, guys. It's awesome. Kent, Jabi, the DJ Tronic, Albert Einstein, my brother. Runner Strata, the introverted Californian. Alright, I think I got a lot of people. Good to have all these new faces, guys. It's great. Love to see the excitement in the space. Love it. Love it, love it. Love it, love it. So many new faces. Wow. Dig it. Welcome, Crypto Fam. I don't know if you guys came from Wall Street Bets or what, but we as crypto, we welcome you. Welcome to our fam. We are the markets that never sleep. Oh, wow. I noticed that the alert box has been turned off. My bad. Ooh, let's see. Sorry guys, let me catch up on these. Steven Sokol. Thank you for the 5, my friend. Tom, can I get a detailed report on a stock I hold? ERBB. ERBB. We can take a look at ERBB for sure. Crap. I don't know why that was turned off. But let's see, we have the DJ Tronic, Steffi Hill, and Count Stacula. Let me get to you guys as well here. Sorry about that. American Green. This sounds like a company I'd like. The old American Green. American Green. This stock does not seem to be doing so hot, does it? Monthly bullish divergence on your low here back in May, June of 2020. Man, where to start? This has been doing a lot of selling. You guys know me. I love the sales. Locally at that 618, not super ideal. $12.9 resistance, 13 cent, just about. 13 and 54. Wow, that jumps up fast, doesn't it? 13 to 54. Holy. I guess that's because there's so many years of trading. All right. RSI looks fine. Daily a little sketchy there on the buying momentum, but we could see it. We can see it picking back up here. We're actually going to come at this chart the other direction now. $6.12. Seeing a lot of agreement at this level. So just about 6 cents. I might look to close some of my position at 6 cents. You do have 13.8 cent resistance above you, and above that 55. Quite interesting. This chart is pretty interesting here. Wild. Nice, you're above the 50, you back tested the 50. Above the 20, alright, good. That's on the weekly. Oh crap, I thought we were on the daily. You're above everything on the daily, looking good. A little bearish divergence on your high here. This is really going to have to move up to test these higher numbers. 2 to 6 cents. It's going to have to do that so we can put in a higher RSI high, avoid painting bearish divergence on the way up. Your moving averages look great. Daily momentum looks great. You're just building. No signs of slowing down yet. I'm thinking edge is probably with the bulls on this one. Probably. You might could run into here. 2 cents. That could be in the way as well. It's going to have to make it higher than 2 cents, though. Going to have to make it higher than 2 cents. That probably will not be enough push to the upside to eliminate that divergence. This chart looks good, man. If you entered at 141, hey, entered up here. Well, if you're worried about the position, I would probably look to dump it at 2 cents. But this looks alright. This looks really not bad. Pretty much every time frame is showing momentum increasing, except for right down to the 4 hour starts waning a little bit. That's not so worrying. I think it looks good, man. You invert it, this looks very bearish. It's a good sign. Alright, I think I'm going to move on from ERBB. Actually, the last thing I'm going to do here is see if I can spot you a support. $0.06, man, that is a big drop. Drop. Yeah. Wish you the best of luck. I think the edge is with the bulls at least at 2 cents. I'd like to see it break higher. I think that it's in the cards there. So best of luck. Thank you, Steven Sokol. I don't know if you're still here. I hope you are. The DJ Tronic up next in our backlog here. Thank you for the 10, my friend. It's great to have you here. I shouted you out earlier, not knowing that you'd super chatted. It's good to have you. I don't know if you're new here or not. I don't recognize the name, and if maybe I just forgot, don't know. Thank you for the 10. Love the glasses. You missed dodge. That's all right, man. Most people did. It's better to have missed dodge than it is to jump in, up here. So maybe it was a good thing. Do I think Bitcoin will touch the 20 weekly MA? do I think Bitcoin touched the 20 weekly? So the answer is yes. It has to, at some point. It doesn't have to ever go up. It doesn't have to ever go down. But at some point, it has to touch the 20 weekly. And whether that is Bitcoin stays sideways and the 20 weekly moves up to touch it, or if Bitcoin moves down to touch the 20 weekly, they're always going to be seeking each other in some way. Do I think it's going to touch it soon? Not really. I don't think that we're going to have a test of this in the short term. Wouldn't surprise me to see Bitcoin trade sideways for more weeks and have this 20 weekly come up and then test it maybe as the 20 weekly reaches 25,000 or 27,000. But I doubt in the next week we see a giant red candle down to it. That's probably my take on it. So if you're looking for an entry, you can always follow that 20 weekly, week to week, update it, and look possibly to go for a bounce play on it. It's not a terrible way to trade. But yeah, man, thanks for the 10. I appreciate your support and having you here, brother. Steffi. I don't know if I ever say that right. Steffi Hill. Thanks for the €5. My dude or darling. Could be a neutral name. Atom complete noob holding XRP. You show how to set up a simple sell order. Prep for tomorrow. So a simple sell order is going to be different on every exchange how you would do it. But the gist of it is if you're looking to sell it for dollars or Bitcoin, so we were looking at XRP BTC, but if you were looking to sell it to dollars, you'd be looking at the dollar chart. And what you're looking for, wow, that's actually pretty nice. What you're looking for is a limit sell order. Limit sell order. I'm not sure why you're prepped for tomorrow, but either way, limit sell order, post only. And what you would do is look to place the price that you want to sell it at, possibly at resistance, maybe 58 cents if you think it'll go higher, 79 cents, upwards of 83 cents. And what will happen with a limit sell order is that order will be placed in the order book. And when price reaches it, if and when it reaches it, your order will be filled and it will sell. It'll list the quantity that you want to do it at. Man, that is interesting. I am surprised. I guess I shouldn't be because I was looking at the Bitcoin pair, but I'm surprised that XRP was able to retake 43 cents here. That was going to be a big struggle, in my opinion. And closed above it, sold below it, back tested this old trend line on the daily pretty tightly, and now looking to close green the next hour and 37 minutes. I'm surprised. I'm surprised in a good way. I think that this suggests that it may well be looking for 58 cents. If you see a loss of the 43.71 cent area, that would probably look like a red daily closing below it. Then I would likely look to retest 34.681 cents. As that was previously resistance, previously support, flipped back and forth, but was not back tested. That's what's important, was not back tested on this rally. So far, moving up, looking good. Weekly, it's going to close likely with selling momentum at a loss and a bullish engulfed candle. Awesome. You're above the 200 weekly moving average, that's excellent. Let's look at this monthly. Spicy. The monthly, 66.5.
Tom's tar is the best.
Yo, Mr. Delgado. What's up, man? How have you been? I feel like I haven't heard from you in a while. Thank you for the 5. Call me sometime. Jeez, Tim. Monthly close. We do have a target here. We have an hour and 30 minutes, not seeming likely at 66.5 cents to bullish engulf the previous bearish engulfed monthly candle. Not seeming super likely. That 43 cent area looking like it will likely act as support. I'm impressed. I'm impressed with this chart, at least at the moment. Did not expect it to look this solid on the Bitcoin or dollar pair, but it is. Is what it is. Let's see. I want to have all these links. Here we are. Cool. Moving on. Count Stacula. Cybertruck engine. Oh, engine 664. What's up, dude? Cybertruck, man. Yeah, I still want that Cybertruck. So things have not changed. Nothing has changed. Hope you're doing well, my friend. I feel like you haven't been around either. Always good. We always leave the light on. You know, guys, you can come and go. You need to take breaks. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with taking breaks in crypto. It's healthy. But we'll leave the light on for you for whenever you're ready to come back. Be here. All right. Here's what we have to do. Oh, K1210. What's up? Welcome. Thank you for subscribing. Great to have you in our fam. Make sure you're in Discord. We're live daily right here. So what was I saying? Yes, I have to jump in this meeting, but I'm going to leave the stream on. It's not going to be super long of a meeting, but we're going to keep streaming into the close today. So stick around. I'll make sure the tunes are up, and I'll be back on for more TA, and we'll be looking at this into close. So love you guys. Stay tuned.
Patrons attempted to take my life last night. I am here in spirit though. February 1st, best time to join Party Popper.
It's over 9,000!
Yo, we got a new patron signed up. Shout out to Jacob. Welcome, brother. Welcome, welcome. I gotta jump in this meeting, but welcome, Jacob. Thanks for signing up, man. Look forward to chatting with you and working with you here. So, cheers, brother. Cheers.
crap over and over again.
Talk about another kind of world. Another kind of world.
What are you afraid of?
I'm lost in old ways.
I'm not afraid.
Well, here goes nothing.
All right. 5 minutes to go. That took a little longer than I expected. But we're back. 5 minutes to go. Price has not really moved anywhere. We do see here on the 12-hour that's looking to close as well. We are getting, at least thank goodness, we are getting our close above our 12-hour 20 moving average. That's solid. We were rejected on the daily from the 20 on one day. It's good to see at least some buying at the 12-hour 20. So that is a 32.8-ish. That was our kind of least we could ask for a close, 32.755. So that's a solid point. We have 5 minutes left. We're not getting, it looks like, our close above the daily 20. That would have been an epic fake out. Would have been ideal. Doesn't look like we're gonna get it. That's 34.315, if only. So let's zoom it out. We have the weekly closing as well. Weekly closing as well. Looks like we're gonna have a new support at 32,300 on the weekly. And we are not looking. At this point, it seems to be closing 35,825 for that bullish weekly engulfing. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Not the end of the world. We do have some bullish divergence on the weekly forming. We have it on the daily. And last of all, we have the monthly. Monthly is closing as well in just 4 minutes. 4 minutes now. MACD good. Even though this monthly did see some selling. But it still seems to be closing with positive momentum. That is excellent. 29,118 is our yearly open. Let's take a look at the yearly, why not? There we are. There we are. Something tells me this is not the top this run. This would be very unusual. Very unusual. You see 2016, 2017. Yeah, not quite the pattern replay. May not see the exact same thing, but to think that this run is over at 42,000 with a previous high of 20,000 seems a little pessimistic to me. All right, 4 hour, 3 minutes till close. Here's where it gets a little spicy. A little move to the upside into the close here, and we would have what is a pretty solid reversal candlestick setup here on the 4 hour off of its 50 moving average. That'd be good. But a small move to the upside and we'll see the 4 hour show its first signs of waning selling momentum. That would be welcomed. So far we don't have it, so price will have to explore higher than 33,100 to get that. And with 2 minutes till close, 2.5, not looking likely. Not looking likely yet. Not looking likely. We'll see how it plays out. There's really not a lot else to be said here. Time being. February. We're starting February. It's going to be a good month, maybe. We'll see. February 1st, tomorrow. Best time to join Patreon, by the way. So everybody who's been thinking about it over this month, the 1st is coming. It's time to pull the trigger. Patreon bills on the 1st, so signing up on the 1st is the best value. So hope we have about 10 people, it seems, that have said they're going to. No pressure. We'd love to have anybody who's interested. I love working with you guys, helping you achieve your trading goals, your facilitating your growth either way. All of the above. So I look forward to working with the new guys coming in, and maybe you can be one of them. Minute and 12 to go. Make sure you're in Discord. We're live here every day. Every single day. The only way to keep up with our streams. Outcast Coder, you're new, but you have the most to gain. Patron, we have people of all experience levels in Patron. But I think the people who get the most out of it, likely the newer they are, yeah, there's just more I can teach them.
Price target for comp.
"14 seconds to go." Okay, my headphones. Unplugged it. There we go. Did something I didn't like. Oh, I can't hear any sounds. What I did see. What's up, Mr. Tazako? How you doing, brother? Beats 117. Is Bitcoin gonna hit 100,000? I believe so. What's up, Bright Knight 88? Spider. Timothy Delgado. Where you been, dude? Crypto Slojo. My man. False Flags. What's up, bro? TV Studios. Is it worth it to buy Doge? I would not. What's up, Alexis? Where was I? KP Killa. Price target for comp. Let me load up comp, but let's real quick. Let's real quick run over this close here, because that's the secret sauce. So 12 hour. Zooming back out. Zooming back out. 12 hour. Does look like the 12 hour held here, the 20 MA. That's good. Fortunately, buying momentum is still waning off on the 12 hour. Not a great sign. Not a great sign. No bearish divergence here in the 12 hour. That's okay. One day, I mean, the 50 moving average held as support, the 20 acting as resistance. I don't want to see it trade below the 50. Contest the 50 as support. Don't want to see it trade below. Those 20 rejections can be ugly. They can be ugly. Let's hope that doesn't happen here. The daily continues. Or the 1st of November, daily continues into the waning selling momentum. Daily's looking for a break to the upside. 12 hours looking for a break to the downside. Mixed signals. Weekly close, not the best one. However, we did put in a higher high versus the previous week. That is the first time since first week close of this year. So that's a positive potentially. Weekly buying momentum, waning off, closed with waning momentum. Not a huge deal. Let's check. How did that one show up? I don't know why these aren't. There we go. Look at me, solving problems over here. And then now the desktop audio is screwed. What the actual... There we go. Alright, now it's working. All right. Weekly, let's see. Let's get rid of all this. Weekly, we have our new support, which we already placed, 32,288. I'm going to place an alert. I'd like to see this weekly candle, if it does continue selling, I would like to see it find support there. I am happy we actually had a break of the weekly resistance here. It did sell off underneath, but I didn't notice that that actually broke the highest weekly close. 38.6. That's a good sign. It's not a great sign that it sold off, but at least there was some bullish power there available. Let's look at the month. So what the monthly is telling us is, even right here, even though this is a red candle on our monthly at 32.8, even with that, February is still gaining bullish momentum, buying momentum to the upside. Looks like it would take a considerable move back to change that here. Yeah, not too bad. Oh yeah, the weekly. So we want to look at our 20, and let's look at the 21 EMA because people seem to be a fan of that as well. Let's see where our new values are. So the weekly 20 moving average clocking in at 21,643. That's up from 20,500. And the 21 MA all the way up to 23.8. That looks like next week this could be in the 25 range. We're going to watch for it to pass the 25 range and the 27 range, as it may look to retest those values when we see these moving averages cross it. That is up from 22.8, so that looks like it increased almost exactly 1,000. And this increased 1,100. Interesting. Interesting, it's a 20. Oh, that makes sense. Because the EMA, the only difference is the EMA is counting the candles closer to the current candles heavier than the previous. So actually it makes sense that the 20 moving average is moving up faster than the EMA, as the regular moving average isn't weighting these lower candles. Interesting. About 1,000 next week if the same thing happens. 24.9, right around 25, and 22.5. Okay. So this looks like we have our important values here for this month, new month, February. All right, I'll take a look at comp for you there, KP. Oof, oof. There we are. You broke 273. You maniac. Okay, I wonder if there's more chart history somewhere. Where's the longest history? BitCoke. Never heard of that one before. BitCoke. Kind of looks like this is all the history it has, doesn't it? Alright, where do we expect this to go? So let's get rid of some of this. 342 is our measured move. Looks like got it there with some change. Closed above it, so maybe look at the 2618 at 400. $400 seems like a rather clean psychological level. I think that's good. And the 3 up at 442. Interesting. So let's do this a different way. $900. Okay. Wow. Well, you have a potential upside of 918, actually. Potential. I doubt it. If it is going to go there, I doubt that it's going to take a trip straight up. That unlikely. Unlikely. When I see this chart, I want to invert it. Okay. That makes sense. I'm going to look for 270. I'm looking for $270. I'd like to see that back test. Yep, that previous support. I'd like to see it back test that previous support. More importantly, though, is because when we invert this, we've been doing this a lot lately, we see a pretty clean head and shoulders pattern. Inverted. The only thing missing is for price to, in this case it would be rally, but actually sell off. Rally back to the neckline to test that as resistance. In this case, because this is the real chart, what that would mean is sell off to the neckline. That's at 270. Act as support, and then you get that move up. Then you get to explore very high numbers, upwards of 920, possibly higher. We'll see. So this is what I'm looking for. Whether it moves to 400 first, I don't know, but I'm looking for a back test of 273. That would be a potential long move, potential area to open a long. And you could look to close it at that 400 if 400 hasn't been tested by then. If it has, you could even possibly look to close it all the way up at 918. Numbers can get very silly very fast when these coins go into price discovery during a bull market. These numbers can get very wild. 6 to 1. Okay, cool. So there's your targets. I'm looking at 400. If not right now, at 342, I'm looking at 400, 442. But I am expecting a back test of 273 at some point. Yeah, this chart looks pretty darn good, unless I'm missing some of the history. So I'm missing some of the history. This chart looks great. Guess that could go as low as 240. Let's see. Good chart. Hopefully I'm not missing any of the data. If I am, then maybe all of these assumptions are wrong. We'll find out. Let's see what the 4-hour looks like. Starting to show that divergence as well. Awesome. Thank you, KP Killer, my man. Thank you for the wonderful $25 donation. You are appreciated. All right, Bitcoin. Not the most exciting close. I could have, and I would have bet that was going to be an exciting close. I don't bet often. It was not. It was not an exciting close. What happened? It's like the 1 hour 20. This thing is caught. Bitcoin is caught between so many moving averages. This is being squeezed. Being squeezed for sure. Okay. Flip your coins. Flip them. I mean, it's looking alright. You just need to hold support here. Hold support here and things are looking pretty good. We still have like 500 watching. That's pretty good. Pretty good. We're live every day right here, guys. Make sure you're subscribed and in the Discord so you can catch our lives tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day. Check out Patreon. Tomorrow's the 1st. It is the best. Whoa.
Tom is Neo from the Matrix when he charts.
Are you saying I'm Keanu Reeves? I'll take it. I'll take it. Oh, holy crap. We have hit 21,000 subscribers right now. Well done. Well done. When was the last? When did we hit 20,000? I don't even know. We just hit 20,000. 21,000. Gee, I can't speak today. In this episode, we hit 21,000. I don't know. What was the last? I think last episode we hit 20,000. I'm losing track. We are growing so fast. It's wild, guys. Thank you all. Thank you all for being part of that. Couldn't do it without you. I appreciate you. Appreciates you. So make sure you are subscribed. Help us catch up with Bitcoin. We're coming after you. 21K hype. Coming after you. Make sure you're subscribed, hit the bell, you're in Discord. Check out Patreon. If you've been considering it, pull the trigger tomorrow on the 1st is the best time. Don't wait. Best bang for your buck is signing up the 1st. I'm beat. I did 10-ish. Chris Salura, thank you. Thank you. Welcome to the fam. What's up, Lucky? What's up, Vesemir? Mitchell Jeerlings, that's literally every month. Literally every month, XRP unlocks 1 billion XRP from escrow. It's not really a bullish factor for it, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm beat. We did like 10 one-on-ones with patrons today. If you're interested in one-on-one crypto trading lessons, mentoring, tutoring, whatever you want to call it, check out Patreon for February. I did like 10 of them today. I'm beat. And so I'll leave the chart up for a bit, leave the stream rolling, but I gotta go eat. I gotta go nap. I love you guys. For Marcos Braz, sorry brother, I didn't see that you had tipped 50 R's. I don't know what those are, but it doesn't matter because I appreciate the support. Appreciate the support and the donation either way, large or small. Phew, yeah, so I gotta go. I gotta go eat and sleep, and we'll be back live tomorrow. Don't have any one-on-ones tomorrow. We'll be back live tomorrow for full, normal schedule episode. A regularly planned program. I hope you all join. Hope you're all there. So yeah, I'm burned out of talking. I don't know if I can do any more talking. Make sure you're in Discord. Links pinned to the top of the chat. Love you guys. Have moon dreams. Happy moon dreams. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
YouTube famous BTC King of Kings, first of his name, Big Daddy Crown Protector of the Crypto Realm EGLD.